Hello and welcome to the Prospect Blueprint Podcast. I'm Kelly Kleinman. Currently, there's over 40 million youngsters playing organized sports. Amateur athletics has become a $15 billion a year industry. Literally everyone has gone into the act. There are tournaments and travel organizations for every sport, and making the right decisions along the way is essential to progressing level to level. Now, once you've worked hard enough to get into college baseball, you'll be afforded an opportunity to play summer collegiate ball. The roster building for summer ball begins with a call from your college coach to one of many college leagues. It ends up with a stay with a host family and as much baseball, and trust me, as much baseball as you can play. Some leagues will take incoming freshmen and uncommitted players as well. Now, it's important to note that not all leagues are built the same, and the crown jewel is still the Cape Cod League, where many high-level prospects end up for the summer. Personal story here, my sons were scheduled for the Hampton Summer Collegiate League, but due to coronavirus concerns, whereby host families were hard to come by or some other unforeseen circumstances, those plans fell through. I was able to place them with the Palm Springs Power, a hand-picked collection of NAIA to D1 players as well as JUCOs, to represent the great city of Palm Springs for 5 weeks in June and July. Now, although the temps are suitable mainly for reptiles and cactus, the league is phenomenally well run. And it's promoted locally like none other. They have loyal supporters coming out for any one of a number of special game days. And we hope to see you out there this weekend because it's wrapping up. But it's truly been a very memorable experience and one you should consider moving forward with as well. Our guest today is the manager of the Palm Springs Power, after all of that, Mr. Casey Dill, who, by the way, won his 500th game just about a week ago. Casey, welcome.
Thank you very much, Kelly. Pleasure to be here. Looking forward to talking some baseball with you.
Well, let's start. So the Palm Springs Power and the Palm Springs Collegiate Summer League are uniquely related, yet they're different. Go ahead and peel back the onion on that unique structure.
Sure, yeah. So the Palm Springs Power has been the premier baseball team in Palm Springs, California for now our 18th season. The Angels previously played here before us with spring training, and then it became their A-ball facility. Since then, the Palm Springs Power has been, this community's professional quality team. You've been out to games. We put on the presentation of minor league baseball with, in-game promotions, concessions, merchandise, we've had concerts, we've had events after games. So it's a minor league style experience for fans, parents, and people attending the games. And from a baseball perspective, the goal of the Power in previous years has been, let's go out and find the best professional prospects that are currently playing college baseball anywhere in the country. Let's bring them here to Palm Springs, put them in a professional atmosphere so they get that professional style experience in preparation for something like that. The MLB draft or a free agent sign or an independent professional sign. So after my 4th year of managing the Power, I went, man, this is awesome. We're winning all the time. We're so good. We get 12 guys drafted a year. Like, this is amazing. What a cool operation. On the other side of that, my job with the Power is to run a professional style organization. So that means I'm going out there to win every night, regardless of what my lineup is. I write the best 9 to win that night. Doesn't matter, right? So when that happens, you get a lot of guys that are very good baseball players. Maybe they're guys like your sons, for example, that are coming off of a redshirt season, and now they're competing for time against a guy that just had 100 at bats, and they just start off a little bit slower. It doesn't mean they're not good enough. It just means there's things like that happen. So I'm going, man, I have all these guys that come out to Palm Springs for this experience, and they're just sitting on my bench. And what good is that doing them? They're still getting to be a part of a winning team. They're still getting to be a part of a professional quality experience around them. But if they're not getting those at-bats that they need and that playing time that they need that is so valuable to them to earn playing time the next year, then what are they really getting out of it? So that's when I had the idea of, let's start a second team to the Power. Let's just start like a B squad, and let's have those guys play, and we'll draw up a different schedule for them. And that way, at least all these other guys are getting to play. And it also gives me kind of like a minor league team for me to pull up the best players from and the best pitchers from. And so it started with one team, and then Andrew Starkey, the owner here, and myself start going, hey, like, we're getting so much interest. How many teams can we do? Like, what is possible here? So then one team goes to 4 teams, 4 teams go to 6 teams. Before you know it, our first season, which was 2018, we have 6 teams of guys, that are all like, hey, I want to come to Palm Springs. I'm the kind of guy that needs that guaranteed playing time. So what we do in the PSCL, to go back to what I was talking about playing time, is small roster sizes, guaranteed playing time. The whole goal is that everybody that comes and plays in that league is in a developmental atmosphere, meaning the coach isn't going out there trying to play his best 9 every way to try to win every day. He's trying to go out there and help everybody on his roster get better, which is kind of like what the minor league systems are about in professional baseball. You have your big league club that's trying to win, and you have everybody else underneath you that's just trying to develop. So the idea behind the Collegiate League was, let's provide a developmental style atmosphere where we guarantee playing time. We keep small rosters. We tell the managers, like, look, everybody is here to get better. Your next job and your success here as a coach is not based on your wins and losses. It's based off of how many of your guys get better by the time they leave, and how many of your uncommitted guys commit to new schools by the time that they leave. Those are the 2 things I want my managers to focus on. So you have the Palm Springs Power that essentially works as our big league club. You have our PSCL that kind of works as our minor league system / developmental system. And they work hand in hand. I know you've seen throughout the summer how guys doing well in the PSCL, Cameron Schneider, for example, bring him up to the Power. He can help us win with the Power. That's awesome. And he's still getting his at-bats in the Collegiate League, in the PSCL. So now he's playing in the mornings. He's playing at night. He's getting developmental experience. He's getting professional caliber experience. And it's just, what a cool experience for Cameron, and a lot of guys that did this, something similar.
I know Cameron really well. I'm the player development coach for the Chicago Cubs, and he tried out for the Cubs the first time, didn't make the team. And he came out the second time. He's just relentless effort. He's so fast. He has all the tools, just needs a little polish. And he's really come a long way. And the opportunity that he got this summer with the league, with the team, with the Power, and with the league has been substantial. And I think a huge benefit to him. So let's talk about talent level. What can players expect to get out of let's talk about the overall talent level. What can a player expect to get out of the league, not only from an experience standpoint, but an exposure standpoint as well? And who are they playing against?
Sure, yeah. So we have college baseball players in the PSCL from all levels of college baseball from all over the country. And that's what's cool too. Players come here and they're going to leave with friends from all over America that play at various different colleges. And so, the level is a little bit of everything. And so, which is different from a league like the Cape Cod, where it's like you're playing against the best top 1% of college baseball players in America. In the PSCL, you have your Division I guys, Division II guys, Division III guys, NAIA, and so forth. And so the level of competition that you will play against day to day is consistent. It's college level baseball, but it's anywhere from one day you might see 90, the next day you might see 80 or 75, and it's a guy with a curveball that throws strikes and all that kind of stuff. And some of the players go, where I play, guys throw harder. How do I get used to hitting soft pitching? And it's like, well, you got to make the adjustment, right? And you've got to sit back and you've got to make those little hitting adjustments, and that's part of the developmental process. So I would say in the PSCL, and it was a great opportunity for Cato too, coming off of a knee injury, to kind of ease into it in more of a developmental, where the competition wasn't super high. It was just like, hey, get your reps, get better, get healthy. Versus the Power, where I would say the Power on a given night, you face major Division I guys. You face guys that are going to be draft guys. You face guys that are their Friday night guys at their schools, So that's what's cool too. Everybody kind of has a spot and fits in somewhere here, and you're going to get a little bit of taste of all different kinds of level of competition from all levels of college from all over the country.
One thing I noticed was the minute difference in talent level between some D1 all the way to D3, even NAIA guys. It's a very fine line according to my observations.
That's a great point. And I always tell guys, like, just because it's a Division I doesn't mean that every player at that Division I is better than every player that's at this Division II or every player that's at this NAIA. I mean, you saw Brian Leaf play this summer. He's a junior college guy, NAIA guy, and he was arguably one of the most talented guys on the field every night, and I've known people that have said, oh, he's an NAIA guy, he must not be good enough. It's like, there's so many reasons why guys go the places they go. And I'm glad that you saw that observation, because you're right. There are good baseball players at every level of college baseball.
I'll throw you another name out there, Mark Strickland, who has a great swing. I mean, he has potential just, coming off the top of his head.
Yep.
He's one of those guys. He's a Leaf type guy from the left side, maybe less Ks. He's close. He's absolutely I believe that he has the potential to be drafted within the next couple of years. I think he's got a strong capability there. Now, hey, from the standpoint of what are we going to see from the pitching, we've seen everything from 83 to 93. And that's what you see in D1. That's what you see in college baseball. It's completely normal.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's very rare that if you're playing a 3-game series against a college, that every guy that you see in that series is going to be 90 plus. By the time you get to day 2, day 3, they're going to have their guys coming out of the bullpen that are the 80-mile-an-hour sidearm guy and the soft lefty that can throw his off-speed stuff. So getting used to hitting all of the different types of pitching and being able to go from a guy that throws 90 to a guy that might throw 82 submarine, like being able to make those adjustments in game, I think is valuable experience as well.
The support that the league provides the team is nothing short of amazing. The PR and social media is high level. And if your son is on the Power, he can expect plenty of time in the spotlight. Tell us about how that works with the PR and some of the great graphics and everything that you have, all the pomp and circumstance surrounding it.
Sure. Before, I think this organization was like a powerhouse, legitimate baseball organization. I mean, the baseball Power were always a good team, but before the whole organization became about baseball, they were all about promotions and fans and just providing a professional quality experience for the players. And that's anything from our clubhouse managers doing their laundry every night. When they're done with the game, players drop off their laundry. They come back the next day. It's clean. It's ready to go. We have equipment managers. You break a bat, bring us your breaking bat. We got a new bat for you. Our social media team, just promoting our players through our social media platforms. With how big social media is now, we have an amazing social media team. So before this became a huge baseball operation, the Power itself kind of had that structure of operating at a professional quality level. So when you plug in like this huge baseball operation, that's the PSCL, that's about development and player advancement and helping uncommitted players, and you mesh those two things together, you get something really cool. You know what I mean? Which is what this is. You get the beautiful baseball operation, and the fact that everything is happening behind the scenes that no one sees, the broadcast of the games. You could be at home and you could watch your son play from wherever you live in the country. You turn on YouTube and you can watch the broadcast. And our broadcasters were awesome this year, So the organization has done this professional quality kind of operation for a long time. To be able to implement it on the level of 13 teams and 280 guys has been a little bit of a challenge, but we're there and we know how to do it. So every year it's just like, all right, we know what to do. Let's hire, let's get the good people in here and let's do it. So it's been really cool for me to see it develop into what it was and just the caliber of what it is now.
It's truly minor league level spectacular. It's the excitement that you generate on a daily basis, whether you got 80 people in the stands or you have 350 in the stands. It's the same thing. It's the same effort. Can you name some names? Who are some of the big players out there? Because I know you got Maya. She's doing she's calling the game, or she's doing all the special stuff in between innings. And there's some other folks. Go ahead and give them some props.
Yeah, Lele's our social media person. So when you see like a professionally quality edited video, that's Lele. She's had as many as like 500,000 views on social media with some of her video content. Noah Fish does all of our graphics, and he is awesome.
Yeah,
some of the graphics and some of the things he's done this summer, I'm just like, man, that's better than some professional teams and major league teams. Even I'm going like he's such an awesome at his job. Props to our clubhouse guys. Like these guys are here 12 hours a day, every day. They do the laundry for 13 teams. They make sure the guys have everything they need, and just these guys, like everyone here. And I think that you've seen that around. Everybody here loves being at the baseball field and loves doing their job. And it's so nice to be able to come to my workplace every day and be around so many good people that love what they do, probably the best staff we've ever had here. No doubt about it.
Let's show a little love to the training staff as well.
Oh yeah, the training staff, John, Brian, Sam, all those guys, especially just keeping kids up and umpires, keeping them hydrated, keeping them healthy. They're sitting outside at the fields every day. There's 3 athletic trainers at the field every day. You need something, they're running onto the field. You need some ice for your arm, go see them. They got ice. You need your ankle tape, they're going to tape your ankle. All of our athletic trainers are certified athletic trainers. They have their master's degree in athletic training from whatever university they've attended. And our head athletic trainer, Brian Bruth, was the head minor league athletic trainer for the Anaheim Angels for 12 years. So we're talking about a major league quality athletic trainer overseeing these certified athletic trainers. And man, they're pros. They're as good as their job as anybody. And knowing that your sons and that your players are being taken care of by professionals is a good feeling, right?
I can vouch for that. Let's talk about the nuts and bolts of the league, because you have to create a schedule. How is the schedule built out, and what kind of teams does the Power play?
Yeah, so we traditionally play in a league called the SCCBL, and that is an 18-team comprised of teams from all over California. This year, with as difficult as things were in Southern California, some of the schools in that, or some of the teams in that league that rent schools to play games, their schools didn't open until June 15th. So a lot of the teams in that league didn't even operate this year. So this year for the Power, we said, let's just operate as an independent, and let's try to bring in some of the better teams that aren't in our league to play the Power. And, so like the Arroyo Seco Saints, they're one of the best teams in the Cal Collegiate League. The San Diego Force, they're a longtime rival. They're very high quality talent. We did have some teams this year that probably I wasn't too happy with the team that they brought in. And when that happens, it's like, well, they won't be on the schedule next year, So the goal is to bring in the highest level competition to provide our guys with the best level competition they can, and sometimes a team doesn't do that. And then, like I said, when that happens, they don't get invited back. But teams like coming here because there's not very many organizations in Southern California that have the presentation of minor league baseball, where you're playing in front of fans, under the lights, all that kind of stuff. So teams love coming here, and we're only just trying to find the best teams out there that want to come and play.
Now, you not only manage the Power, but we alluded to this a little bit earlier. You're also a head JUCO coach, College of the Desert, and you're a college advisor for aspiring college ball players. Now, with that said, there's a growing number of college advisors out there with varying degrees of legitimacy and exposure capability, to be quite frank. Tell us about Sports Force and what you bring to the table for families and what sets you apart.
Sure. What I love about Sports Force is the owner makes it very clear, and this is the only reason I wanted to do it. We only help families and we only help kids that are realistic about their goals, that we know we could help them get to one of those levels. So the biggest thing is, most kids in high school may not know where they fit in. They all go, hey, I want to play at a Division I or a Division II, but they're just saying that because that's what they've heard. Do they really know that they fit in at that level? Has anyone ever given them an accurate college evaluation saying, hey, based off of your skill set right now, maybe you should go to JUCO for a couple of years and develop and get bigger and stronger? Or, hey, you know what? You're not a Division I guy, but hey, look at all these great Division IIs that you might be eligible for. Or my favorite one is, hey, did you know that there's a top 10 NAIA school out in Illinois that gives big money for California guys that want to go out there and play? I never knew that school existed. So the process is helping families and students figure out where they fit in. And if they're like realistic with the information that we give them, they go, hey, I'm open to Midwest NAIs. I'm open to some JUCOs. I'm open to these other things. Then we go, okay, well, let's get to work then. That's awesome. If a family goes, hey, we're D1 or bust, and I go, you're good, but you're probably not a D1 player right now, whether it be for grades, whether it be for skill set, whatever it is, then we just move on. It's like, well, best of luck. I hope it works out for you, but I can't help you. So there's a pre-screening process to figure out, like, hey, are their goals realistic to where I see that they fit in? And if they are, it's like, well, let's go to work. I've coached college baseball all over the country at almost every level. So my network is kind of nationwide. So expanding, people's target list, opening their minds up to schools and programs that maybe they never heard of is fun for me, because I still remember being that high school senior going, what am I going to do? I'm going to go to the local junior college. Like, no one comes watches high school baseball in Redding, California. And how am I supposed to know what's outside of my area? No one's telling me anything. So I go back to how I felt in those moments, and I go, man, what if there was someone with the experience that I have now that genuinely cared, that could give me advice and help me find that place? That's invaluable. So for me, it's like, I genuinely care about helping people. And I can remember back to a time where I was a kid that needed help, going, man, this is the kind of help I would have needed. Yeah. And I try to provide that help,
Guidance is crucial. So you mentioned some folks who've been drafted. You got some numbers. Who are some of the most name-worthy players that have played in the league?
Yeah, right now, Brooks Kriskey's pitching in the big leagues for the New York Yankees. He was a Palm Springs Power player, I want to say in 2015 or 16. Mm-hmm. Tyler Wells, he's seen some big league time with the Minnesota Twins here in the last few years. Tyler Saladino had a very good big league career with the Chicago White Sox, and he ended up going and playing in the Korean Professional Baseball League, when COVID was going on. Brian Shaw, who he's still a big league reliever, but he pitched in the World Series for the Cleveland Indians when they played the Cubs a few years ago. We have Luke. We have so many guys in AAA right now that are so close to breaking in. Those are some of the bigger names, but we have endless amounts of guys still in minor league systems, still trying to push through. And I think you were here the night, Matt Swilly threw. If we have a guy that we want to get in front of big league scouts, like we have the ability to pick up the phone and go, hey, we got a guy you need to come and see, And the cool thing about that is what that did. They came to watch Matt Swilly, and by the end of the game, they went, hey, we want to know more about Jake McCaskey and Brian Leaf. So getting them there to watch one player actually got two more of our players kind of on these teams' radar. So I think we provide the perfect platform for guys that want to play professional baseball from an operational standpoint and an exposure standpoint.
So as we do this interview, we have 2 games left in the season, tonight and tomorrow. Personally, I want to say thanks for the opportunity, the incredible infrastructure, promotion, exposure, and blood, sweat, and tears that so many power people have put into the league to make it a success. And my network will definitely be in touch with yours, Casey. How can you be reached?
I can be reached best way this time of year, usually right after baseball season. I've been doing 15-hour days for 30 days straight. So I'm going to take a little 2-week vacation probably. But reach me by email. Email is the best way. It gives me time. If I'm not available to pick up my phone right away, I will always get back to emails. And that's caseydillbaseball@gmail.com. Certainly, Kelly, if you had someone that I need to get a hold of sooner than email, you can please reach out to Kelly. Let him know that you're trying to get a hold of me, because I kind of do so many things. Sometimes I get lost, in communication. So reach out to Kelly. Kelly, you can always get a hold of me. But yeah, whether it's summer baseball related, sports force related, whatever it is, please, I'd love to hear from people.
Well, thanks for joining us, Casey.
Thank you very much for having me, and I've absolutely loved having Casey and Cato a part of the league this year. It's not easy to be, freshmen and come in and start every game for the Power, and they've earned it, and that's the coolest part. They've earned it. They play the game the right way every day. They play hard. They've helped us win some games. They haven't been overmatched by anything. They make the adjustment. They're great teammates. So I've really enjoyed having them. Really enjoyed that you've been able to come out to some games and enjoy it as well. So absolute pleasure for me having all of you guys out this summer as well.
Thank you. Well, that's the final pitch for today. I'm Kelly Kleinman, and this is the Prospect Blueprint. We can be reached at prospectblueprint@gmail.com. Meanwhile, have a great rest of your summer, and we'll see you out at the ballpark. Take care.